Hey guys, Rob here. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update here. I know it's been a few days since I've put anything up. Working on the bed here. Basically, I just wanted to fill you guys in on a little bit of a saga going on right now with this whole deal. I bought a '78 Chevy short wide bed pickup with a 350, rebuilt, fresh, 350, squirrel port head, nothing fancy, just a plain Jane deal. Out of Anthony, New Mexico, basically a northwest suburb of El Paso. It's really El Paso. So I bought this truck online, and I bought a lot of vehicles that I've done online. Never had a problem with any of this, and I didn't really have a problem with the purchase. I should say that straight up. The guy I bought the truck from, it's nothing like that. This has to do with shipping. Every time I've ever bought a vehicle online, because I'm not a pro at this, I learn as I go, like a lot of you guys. I've always gone on UShip and gotten a quote to see how much the shipping is going to be from where the vehicle's at, and I've used that to base my purchase. I don't know why I didn't do that this time. We all get a little greedy sometimes, don't we? Just by accident sometimes, can't help it. We all want a deal, right? Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I negotiate with this guy and I say, listen, man, you're in El Paso, and El Paso's kind of in the middle of nowhere as far as U.S. cities go, rather. Next closest city to El Paso is Juarez, not even in America, So it's kind of out there, and UShip is giving me these really high quotes of like $1,500–$1,600 to ship this truck. So I try to use that as a negotiating, factor, and he's like, oh man, I got a guy I use all the time for Copart stuff, and he'll do it for $850. All right, great, $850. I mean, that's astounding. I guess because he does the run from wherever he goes. Yeah, he lives out by you. It turns out he lives only a half hour away from me here in South Florida. So I'm like, all right, well that makes sense. He can do it cheap because he's just a driver. He doesn't have to pay a broker, and he's already making that run all the time. Anyways, fine. Gives me the number. I call the guy, and the guy picks up right away. And I tell him who I am, how I got his number, and I say, listen, I need this truck shipped out from your guy here. How much would it cost? And he goes, without skipping a beat, he goes, $850. $850, I'll do it for $850. Perfect. All right, let me call back the guy, get this deal going, and then I'll get back to you. So I call the guy back. I go, listen, man, all right, your guy's good. He says he'll do it for $850. So, we negotiate our price, bing, bang, boom. And the next day I go do the wire transfer and all that good stuff. Deal goes down, no problem. I got the title and all that jazz, just like I always do. But this guy, he gave me a number who quoted me the $850. Little did I know, he would never answer his phone or text from me ever again. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It is what it is. I gave him days trying to get in contact with him, trying to get him to answer me. Nothing. So finally, I'm like, oh, I guess I got screwed by this guy. So I start putting quotes out to brokers and stuff to see what can be done, and I get this company, DIY Auto Transport, that actually quotes the same price he was quoting, $850. And without thinking much to it, I'm like, $850. I call the guy up. I say, hey man, go for it. So he's like, great. I don't pay him a down payment or anything like that. Nothing like that. I'm not locked in financially with these people. I just say, okay, go ahead and find me a driver. So a couple days goes by and nothing, and usually I've always had somebody pick up a vehicle or a lead to somebody to pick up a vehicle to schedule it within a couple of days. So I'm like, this got to be too low. He's a broker. He's taking $150 off the top. I thought it was an amazing deal when the driver was only going to take $850 without having to split it with anybody. This broker is going to take $100, $150. That's just not enough. That's why I'm not getting it done here. So I call the dude and I say, let's bump it $100 at least. He's like, all right, I think we're at a good number though. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Bump it another 100 at least. We wait the day, nothing. Next day I call him back. I go, bump it another 100. We're too low. Nobody's going to pick it up for that price. Well, Robert, I think we're at a really good price. I mean, I think you're right on the money there with the thing. Yeah. Bump the other 100. So now we're at $1,050. Whole week goes by and nothing from this guy. And then finally on a Sunday, I hear from him and he goes, hey man, I got a driver for you that can pick the truck up. You can pick it up today. We'd bump it another 100 though. So, it was going to be $1,150 at that point. All right, but he'll pick it up. We're done deal? Good. You know, fine, let's get this done. You know, it's been a couple weeks since I bought the truck at this point. I need to get it, you know, on its way to me. So I go to call the guy who's got the truck to make sure he's available to meet the driver. No answer. Okay. 15 minutes goes by, half hour goes by, 45 minutes goes by, an hour goes by. Nothing. Call him again. No answer. Wait 15, 20 minutes, send a text message. Hey man, I got a driver who can pick that truck up, but I need to know if you're available. Can you respond? Nothing. Whole day goes by, nothing from the guy who's got the truck. The next day, he calls me back, and apparently he had a medical issue, which I'm aware of. He does have a medical condition. I'm aware of that. It's nothing major, but you know, whatever. And he tells me, "I'm sorry. I was down for the count yesterday, and that's why I didn't answer my phone." Sucks. Bad luck. It is what it is. He's a nice guy, so I'm like, all right, well, you know, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is at this point. So now the whole other week has now gone by. I'm in the following weekend making this video now. It's Sunday again. And I get to Friday, you know, a couple days ago, and I call my guy up and I go, listen, man, we need to, you know, get this done. Let's bump in another 100, I guess. Let's get it done. We're officially beyond 3 weeks since I bought this truck. I need it on its way here. I don't have time for games. So he bumps in another 100, and the whole Friday goes by, and nothing. Saturday, nothing. I'm like, you know, what the hell? So here I am now at basically like 1250, I think, and still no takers as of yet. Kind of sucks. Yesterday, I on my own found through UShip, got a driver, an independent carrier, which you never get on UShip. It's almost always a broker, but it was an independent driver who was coming through there. He's like, hey man, I'd lost one of my vehicles I was supposed to ship. I'm going to be through there in about 4 hours. I'll pick the truck up and I'll do it for $1,200. Awesome. Go to call my guy to arrange it. Yep, you guessed it. No answer. He did call me back 20 minutes later though. He said he was in a meeting. But by then, when I called the other guy back, he had already filled the spot. So I missed out again. So the reason why you're seeing a bed here with no truck and all this is going on with no forward motion with a vehicle in here is because I can't get it shipped from New Mexico here. Oh, I mean, I can if I want to pay $1,700. Nobody wants to go to El Paso. There's nothing there, you know. There's not enough there to make it worthwhile for a driver to go to El Paso to deliberately pick up my vehicle, unless I'm going to pay him an assload of money, which I don't really want to. I'm trying to keep this price on the ground because that's money that I spent on interior, suspension. You get the idea. So, point of this video is lesson learned, kids. Never put all your eggs in one basket. I should have known better. I made a very foolish mistake. It's not the end of the world. The truck will get here eventually, and we'll get on with our project. We'll get on with our lives. But this has been a very stressful ordeal trying to deal with this. You know, every day waiting and hoping for a phone call from somebody saying, "Hey, I can pick the truck up." You know, something gonna happen good today. You know, that type of mentality, and then nothing does. It's, you know, it keeps you up at night, that kind of crap, because you shelled out a lot of money for something, you know, on the other side of the country, and you can't get it. So lesson to be learned here is always, you know, go with the average of what people are charging for things and count on that being the realistic amount of money you're going to have to pay. And this is all going back to why I'm, you know, trying to nickel and dime this deal now, is because I'm cutting into my LS swap budget, which, again, talking about realistic prices, you see all this crap on eBay about $1,000, $1,200 LS swaps, turbo LSs and all that. In the real world, an LS swap's going to cost you $6 to $8 grand. In the real world, you know, because we're not just talking about the motor, we're talking about the transmission and all the other stuff that goes along with it, fuel system, headers, you know, all the little stuff. You know, $6 to $8 grand, kids. $6 to $8 grand. That's the reality for a proper LS swap done correctly, neatly, properly, with quality parts and a good starter motor. You know, that's what you're looking at. So, you know, I'm trying to conserve every cent I can at this point so that we can stay on point and on budget and realize the vision of this thing. And if it wasn't for the fact that this truck is in really good shape, you know, some dents and stings aside, it's really in solid shape, no rust, And the floor pans, rockers, kick panels, nothing, drip rails, everything's rock solid. Paint's really fried from the sun, but I'm pretty confident a good cut and buff is going to bring that paint right back for a good patina look. So, you know, I'm like, all right, hopefully at the end of the day it'll all be worth it because it's a good truck. You know, but I normally have bought stuff from like Kansas and Tennessee and places like that, which are a lot closer, so shipping costs are less. Plus, there's a lot more traffic of shippers going back and forth to places like that than El Paso, which is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you got Juarez there, but that's it. That's the next closest city. It's in the middle of nowhere, so it's been tough. But hopefully we'll get the truck here soon, and we'll get this project going. And as soon as I get this truck here, kids, this is gonna be a fast, you know, deal. I got $1,500 in stuff sitting in an LMC shopping cart for an LMC truck. Another $2,500 in parts sitting in my eBay shopping cart for suspension, wheels, tires, all that jazz. So I already got all the stuff ready to go, ready to pull the trigger and start shipping stuff. But I don't want to order anything until I get the truck physically here. I want to drive it, see how this engine that's in it is, see, you know, what I've actually got, you know, decode the serial numbers off the block, stuff like that. I want to know what I actually have. Is it a 10 bolt? Is it a 12 volt? He says it's a 10 bolt. Who knows? Could be a truck 12 volt. I don't trust anything until I get it in front of me. So I'm waiting to see what the story is with that, and then once I do, we'll pull the trigger on parts, and then we're going to have some fun here, kids. Well, we just got to be a little patient right now and just wait it out. So I am getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, so I end it here, and until next time.